Well, hey there. Good morning, Brickheads. Happy Monday to you. It is Monday. It is May 19th, 2025. And as always, coming to you today with lots of news and lots of rumors. So what do you say? Should we get into it? I do always want to start off by just saying thank you, though. You know, no matter where you're listening from, because I got people listening all over the world. Last week, had some shout outs going to New Zealand and Thailand. This week, I do want to give a special shout out to the listeners in Sweden. You know, got some Sweden people going on listening. Appreciate you there. Southern Germany, wanted to give a shout out to you. And then just definitely England. Yeah, a lot of listeners lately listening in the England, specifically England. I got some in Wales, definitely a bunch of listeners up in Scotland, but England has been really pouring in the listens lately, and so just want to give that shout out there. Here in the States, I know last week I gave a shout out to Georgia and Indiana and Michigan, and then Washington and Cali are their own beast right there. We've got a lot of listeners over there. But this week, I think I should give a shout out North Carolina. North Carolina coming on strong. People have found the podcast there, as well as Ohio. A couple listeners tuning in suddenly from also New York, New Jersey. Love it. And then in Colorado, you know, Rocky Mountain, representing. Just love it. So again, it's cool to see people listening from all over, whether you are listening from around the world or you're listening here in America where I broadcast from. I just want to say thank you. You know, I just really appreciate it. Do love it. If you like the podcast, if you like watching it on the YouTube channel, you know, I do love and appreciate. If you want to give it a like, if you want to give it a subscribe, if you want to tell your friends about it, like this is worth your time, I greatly appreciate it. Again, I always say this, like, I don't make money off this, but I will tell you it's the slow grind of having more and more people listening in that just builds something up, right? And it goes from something small to where we are now is still, I would consider it pretty small peanuts, but it's definitely gotten bigger. And it's gotten bigger because of you, because you're listening in, because you continue to tune in and you continue to just, you know, reach out with your comments, to hit those subscribe buttons. It just, like I say, it means the world to me. Much appreciated. Anyway, getting into this week, I'm just going to hit you with the big news first. And it was tough when I was thinking about, you know, I post this as a video podcast as well. And I was thinking about what is my thumbnail going to be? And I actually still haven't decided. So it'll be kind of fun. If you're tuning in on the YouTube page, you can see what I decided on. It was either going to be all about the Simpsons and the Crusty burger, or all about BrickLink Designer Series 2. And I think for the podcast, for what this video is going to be, for what this podcast is going to be, I'd like to start off with BrickLink. And we have some big news, and this is happening tomorrow. Okay, so today is the 19th. This is happening tomorrow, May 20th, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, I apologize to all my listeners around the world. This only applies to listeners in U.S. and Canada. But there was a press release, and BrickLink put out a little notification. I actually first saw it on Jay's Brick blog. Great Brick blog. Highly recommend. But basically, Series 1 and Series 2, like we are getting ready to pre-order for Series 5 in the BrickLink Designer Program. Series 8 just ended all of their selections for the 387 projects that were submitted. But what you can't get your hands on anymore is Series 1 and Series 2 sets. So there's 10 sets out there. And they just decided to say, hey, we've still got some apparently in storage. I don't know, like shipments fell through, orders fell through, like someone ordered it, they pre-ordered it, but then somehow couldn't pay for it. So there is an undisclosed number of Series 1 and Series 2 BrickLink Designer Series sets that are going to go up for sale through lego.com here tomorrow, again at 10 a.m. And if you're a collector, or if you love the series and you missed out on it, this is an excellent opportunity for you. But I would highly recommend it. 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on the dot, you be ready to order, because I would imagine there is a very limited number of sets. And I guarantee you everyone is going to be gunning for one single set, and that's Sleepless Nights, The Mountain Fortress. Okay, this was the very first in the Series 1 lineup. The Mountain Fortress actually was for sale, and probably will be again. I don't imagine them changing any prices on this, but it was for $380. But this was the set that sold out the quickest. It was gone. Okay, and today, so far, it's pretty much the only set from an investment standpoint that is a real money maker for both Series 1 and Series 2. New in box, it goes for $480, give or take $500. So you can actually make some money off this set from an investment standpoint. So if you're just looking to buy to get, good news, most of these sets still are in and around its normal sellable range, its normal MSRP on the aftermarket. And I'm going to tell you the 10 sets in order. You got the Mountain Fortress, that's the big one, right? You have the Snack Shack, the small little set, $50. The General Store, that was up for $160. The Parisian Street, which I'm bummed about, because as an investor, I actually have an extra Parisian Street sitting there ready to sell, because I thought this was going to go like gangbusters, but it's $320. And then finally in Series 1, the Old Train Engine Shed. And so those are the 5 sets from Series 1 that are going to be up for resale. Excuse me. And then in Series 2, probably the most popular one from Series 2 is the Brick Cross train station. Really cool looking set. That was up for $280. You got the Logging Railway for $210. You have the Ocean House for $199. You have the Mushroom House for $90. There are a lot of mushroom sets out there, which I think is always interesting. And then you have the Ominous Isle. The Ominous Isle for $240. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but I honestly don't believe that in Series 1, the Old Train Engine Shed, and in Series 2, the Logging Railway, the Ocean House, and the Ominous Isle, I'm not sure that they actually sold out, right? You have to pre-orders up to 30,000 orders. And so they only make, or so they say, they only make the number of sets that they have pre-ordered for. So again, I'm assuming this is people whose credit cards fell through. They couldn't actually make the purchase. They pre-ordered it 6 months ago, and now they're not able to buy the set. But this means that there's just, like I say, unnumbered disclosed sets just out there up in the air. And so the Ocean House is a good example of this. I really don't believe the Ocean House sold out. It was on sale for $200, and now new in box, it only goes for $220 on average. So anywhere from $200 up to $275, that kind of thing. But if there were only 10,000 of these that were ever on sale, it doesn't mean that that number is going up. We're not pushing beyond the 30K. We're not pushing beyond whatever was available for pre-sale. It seems to me basically means a lot of people in America were on default for their credit cards and just couldn't cover their bills. That's what this says to me. Again, from an investment standpoint, it's worrisome a little bit, because there are some BrickLink sets that I think you're going to get a good return on. We've talked about this before. Again, the Mountain Fortress for Series 5 that's coming out. I really think Adventures in Transylvania. I think there are a few out there that you can still get a good return on if you're buying to invest. but I would urge caution with the majority of sets. Like for me, I didn't buy the Mountain Windmill to resell. Should have. Honestly, that one's doing all right. Most of them from the 2021 Invitational are doing okay. I could have sold my Lego store that I'd bought for a long time ago for much more now, but say lovey. But like I say, you got to be careful. These are not sure things as far as sound investments anymore. It is going to take a while for them to appreciate in value because a lot of them are very niche. Not a lot of people are in the market for the Mushroom House, a non-licensed IP that just its only real selling point is that there are a limited number of them. So, you just gotta be careful. You gotta see. But yeah, that is interesting news. Again, just here in America and in Canada tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I know for a fact people are going to be gunning for the Mountain Fortress. The others, not so sure, honestly. So moving on from there, I think we've talked enough BrickLink because I love talking. I'm definitely going to talk more Series 8 here in the coming weeks. But I think it's time we move on to the biggest official release of the previous week. And that was the Simpsons Crusty Burger. Okay, part of me loves the Crusty Burger so much because I'm a huge Simpsons fan. Not seasons 30 through 35 or whatever it is, but I grew up with it, right? That's one of those, if you're a Gen Xer, if you're a Zennial like I am, or a late millennial, Simpsons has been a ubiquitous part of your life. It was everywhere for a while. And we had both the Simpsons house in 2014 and the Quickie Mart, which I actually have sitting next to me if you're tuning in on the YouTube page, that came out in 2016. So, and now we had a real dry spell, right? It's been almost a decade since the last Simpsons modular looking style building. And lo and behold, the Krusty Burger came to our rescue. And you dream about these things, right? You're just like, oh my gosh, it's the next set. I am so excited. And we now have official images of Krusty Burger. If you're a LAN member or someone way more important than I am, you got your advanced set so you can review it and show everybody in the world how amazing you are. But I got a bit of an issue with it, to be honest with you. I think people are showering it with love more so because they're happy it exists rather than is it a quality set for what they're having to pay for. And hear me out on this, because this is the other thumbnail that I was going to be talking about, is just Simpsons Krusty Burger. Like, is it actually really good? Just from a serious spec standpoint, the Simpsons house that came out in 2014, it was a $200 set, 2,500 pieces. That's about 8 cents per piece. The Quickie Mart, $200, 2016, 2,179 pieces, 9.2 cents per piece. 10352, the Simpsons Krusty Burger, $210, so it's an extra $10 for 1,635 pieces. It's almost 13 cents per piece. Like when you actually compare, and I'm going to throw some images up here, courtesy of Just Too Good. If you want to see a good comparative video between those two, because Just Too Good, he's a great YouTuber. He's one of those people that gets those advanced sets. And he did a good comparison between the Krusty Burger sitting right next to his Quickie Mart and his Simpsons house. And the thing looks tiny. Like it straight up looks tiny. It's 3/4 the size of the Quickie Mart, which honestly is, I don't think, very accurate, and I don't think it's the case. And to say that it's 13 cents per piece is just kind of a little mind-numbing to me. Yes, granted, there are going to be arguments out there for the unique Simpsons minifigures molded heads, right? Because if you collect Simpsons minifigures, you know that each one of those molded heads, it's not a standard Lego minifigure head. It's got its own unique mold, and molds are not cheap. We know this. Molds are insanely expensive. But there are 3 new molds for these characters. We've got Sideshow Bob. We have the teenager. We've got not Crusty, but someone else. There's 3 of them, though, that are unique molds. And so, yes, that does increase the price of it. But I don't know if it justifies the overwhelming price increase for what we get. Now, again, I will also say you do get lots of interesting Easter eggs in this set. But most Easter eggs are done with stickers. And that is kind of a chintzy, lame way to give you Easter eggs. And it kind of bums me out because I think there was a little bit more potential to the set than what we're getting. It's very basic. It's very cramped. You do get it correct in how the drive-through and everything works, and you do get a vehicle that goes with that, and you get the full sign as well. But let's be real, we're missing about 400, 500 pieces to bulk this set out just a little bit to give the Simpsons fans honestly what they deserve. Because when I look at the Quickie Mart, the Quickie Mart is one of the most impressive sets. Like, I loved for Simpsons. Like, it was so much better. It was such a huge step up from the Simpsons house. I just absolutely loved it. I've had it on display for a long time. I will tell you the stickers for the Quickie Mart, they were not the best. I don't know if I'm the only one, but the Quickie Mart itself, I'm going to have to get new stickers. But it's because I've had this set literally out showing to everybody since it came out 2016. It's great, and it's really well done. It also had a lot of unique molds. And yeah, granted, I know, inflation, numbers go up, Lego gets expensive, blah, blah, blah. Old man yells at wall. I get it. I've got people out there that are just like, first time to Lego, Steve? And it's frustrating to me, people who are supportive of all the price hikes. Don't get me started on the actual revenue that Lego generates, because they're making plenty of money. Please don't go defend a large corporation and say, well, you know what, the $10 price hike, it justifies it because they need to meet their bottom line. They're meeting it. They're meeting it. I promise. They're meeting it. If you want to go look at their financial reports, they came out about 2 months ago. You can go pore over it. I did a whole podcast on Lego is not for kids anymore, and I did a whole podcast on what that looks like as far as Lego moving forward. And one of those things is realizing that they can charge more money to the adult fans because they're going to pay for it. And so don't you sit there and justify to me that a 3/4 size Quickie Mart is what we needed. We needed a Quickie Mart that is going to look in line with what, the Crusty burger needs to look in line with what the Quickie Mart did. So apologies. You get so worked up, you say Quickie Mart when I meant to say Crusty burger. I will say I do love the sign. That's really cool. Minifigure selection is good. I love that it continues to exist, but I hate that I feel like there's an unnecessary hit to my wallet for what we are getting. And sticker Easter eggs are not a way to overcome that. It's just as simple as that. Anyway, moving on, I want to move on to bigger and better things. And I got a couple things left that I want to remind you of. And one is May 15th has come and gone. The question to you, did you get your Mario Kart set? Did you get your 747 with shuttle on top? Those were the 2 big May 15th releases. I know I did. And yes, again, I was willing to pay the $170 because that is the kind of set that justifies that price, in my opinion. And here was the other part that went with it. And I do have to give a correction from last week because we had gone back and forth on the blue spiny shell. It was 40787. It's the 234-piece blue spiny shell that we could not tell, was it an insider's points or was it a gift with purchase? And last week we had gone back to, I thought it was a gift with purchase. It is an insider's rewards points, and it's like a couple thousand points. And so you can actually redeem that. If you're going to buy a Lego set, do the rewards redemption first, okay? Don't buy a set. If you have the reward points, do the redemption, because how Lego does this is they give you a code, and you only can use that code when you are purchasing Lego. So do the redemption, add that code to, like, say if you're buying your Mario Kart set, and then you can get that blue Spidey shell to go with it. And until May 23rd, okay, so we've only got like 4 days left, you can get one of the coolest gift with purchases that we've had in a long time, and that is 4767, the upscaled baby astronaut, okay, 250 pieces. It is a glorious set, came out alongside the May 15th releases, and if you purchase anything $150 or over, or your total purchase is $150 or over, you're going to get that baby astronaut. And it's cute. And as of last look, it is still available. But if they run out, whether it's May 23rd or not, once it's gone, it's gone. And I guarantee you that this is one of those sets that builders are going to love to have to display in their collection, but also investors are going to love, because this is the kind of gift with purchase that definitely sells well on the resale market. I will also say, don't forget, and I've preached this before, get your insider rewards first, so that way you can apply your codes before your purchase. But let's say you wanted the 747 and you want the Mario Kart, do those as separate purchases. You purchase the Mario Kart, you get the gift with purchase. Boom, you get yourself a baby astronaut. Then go back in, do the 747 with shuttle purchase. Then it qualifies you again for another upscaled baby astronaut. Okay, so and that's if you are going to be spending over $300. Two big sets over $300. But if you're going online, sometimes you go to the Lego store, they'll work with you. But if you are doing it online, it only qualifies for that purchase. So make sure you're doing it as separate purchases to maximize your gift with purchase. And that way, like I said, that's the cool part. If you get two of them, keep one to build and then have one to sell, which effectively lowers your price for what you paid on your regular items. So just keep those little tidbits in mind. It helps you out, saves a little money, gets you the extra gift with purchases, gets you the extra Lego. So any way we can save money, right? All right, moving on. 2 things left. We got Lego City. I don't usually talk Lego City on this podcast. I got to be honest with you. It's not a theme that excites me. Every time I see new Lego City releases, I'm like, meh, okay, cool. New car, new fire truck, new police car, yay. But now, hey, this one is actually pretty cool. I'm going to give Lego City its due for you fans out there. We've got set 60473, and that's the City Tower. We just got official images of this, so you can go to lego.com, see it for yourself. Coming out on June 1st. And at 1,941 pieces, this is actually quite a substantial Lego City set. But here's why I think it was cool, and here's why I think it deserves a little mention, is because it is including pretty much all the Lego City sub-themes. So you've got trains, fire, police, space, and construction, and they're all smushed together into one big set. So I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Do you like this? Do you hate this? I think it's kind of it's an original idea for sure, to have a giant construction crane while you have the police cars rolling around and then a space shuttle flying over it. But like I say, it's pretty big, 1,941 pieces. It's going to be $210, but that's, again, right around 10 cents per piece. But yeah, not a bad looking little set. And if you like Lego City, kind of an interesting idea, and it kind of makes sense. I'm surprised they haven't done more of this, or maybe I've just missed it because I haven't watched Lego City stuff very often. But yeah, cool. Lego City. There you go. You get your due. All right. enough of Lego City. Let's move on to a theme that I do think about on the daily, and that's Lego ideas. We now have, and here's the thing, this goes out at like 5 a.m. my time Monday morning, this podcast. The video podcast of it goes out at 8 a.m. Monday morning, my time, Central Standard Time. And so Lord knows, by the time you're actually watching this or listening to this, we may have official images, but here are your leaked images as of now for set 21358, and that's the Ideas Prize Machine. Y'all, it's pretty good. It is not too bad. Like, that's the mechanism inside where you can actually turn it and the little bubbles go around inside and you get one bubble that comes out as your prize. It's a very clever idea. Kudos to the designer. It is $170 and it's coming out June 1st. Here is, though, why I think people are going to be really excited for this set. And I'm going to put an image up here. It's all the 16 minifigures that are coming as prizes for this set. That's pretty cool. $170, decent size, 16 minifigs. And what makes it extra cool is it's not just any minifigs, okay? We have 2 Fabuland figs. Like, one of the Fabuland figs, he's actually, or she, can't really tell, is wearing a big, oh wow, I'm messing up, is got like elephant mask on, which is nice. You've got the other Fabuland fig, which has the little like bear costume. You've got 4 knights. You've got 2 from Kraken and 2 from like Griffin, maybe. I think maybe it is, but that's really neat. And you have 4 Lego space minifigs. And the space minifigs, I think, are what people are really going to lose their mind over because they are unique colors. And everybody loves collecting their unique colored minifigs for classic space. And here we got 2 in azure, can't ever say it, it's a greenish color, and 2 in the, looks like the pearl gold. And so that is very unique. This, I guarantee you, is going to be highly sought after because of those minifigs. People are just going to gun for it. It's a good set. Definitely impressive. I look forward to seeing it. This is one of those sets where I want to go to the Lego store to see how big it actually feels in person. Because like I said, with like the Crusty burger, it looked okay on those initial leaked images, but then you get it next to the Quickie Mart and you're like, oh, something about seeing it in person or something about seeing it as an actual size comparison kind of gives you some perspective. And so I really want to go to a Lego store and see the prize machine built. I think it's going to look great. And again, to see all of those 16 minifigures is going to be pretty impressive. And those space minifigures, especially because there's 2 of both the gold and 2 of the azure in each of the sets, I can guarantee you a lot of people are going to be buying it and then selling off 2 of those so they can make some money back. Who knows what those minifigures are going to run in the future, but we will just have to see. So there you go. That's what I got for you today. Again, if you're in US, Canada, like I said, to recap, don't forget tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, take a look. If you need yourself a mountain fortress, this is your opportunity to take care of that. Don't forget as well, if you do want to buy the Crusty burger, June 1st release date. If you do want to get your upscaled baby minifig, you have until May 23rd to get that. And then Lego City, Lego Ideas releasing their stuff. And hey, speaking of Lego Ideas, tune in Wednesday. Wednesday, I am going to be taking a deep dive in all the latest Lego Ideas submissions that are up for review. And I'm just going to be blatantly honest about all of them and what I believe their chances are of becoming the next official Lego Ideas set. So if you are into Lego Ideas, you're definitely going to want to tune in Wednesday. But until then, until Wednesday, I hope your week goes well. I hope you do well. I hope it's an enjoyable week for you. I hope you enjoy the final days of May. And like I say, we'll catch you on Wednesday, all right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.